372 days ago, Season 1 of the National Squash League came to a close. The New York City Knights defeated the Nashville Crushers in a thrilling 3-1 victory and were named the first ever NSL champions. In 2024, people around the world couldn't take their eyes off the National Squash League, and with the success of Season 1, expansion was in order. In 2025, for the first time ever, the top women's players in pro squash took the court in the NSL format and have been nothing short of a sensation. Names like Gina Kennedy, Rowan El-Arabi, Olivia Weaver, and more have played in the NSL and have fallen in love with the nonstop action and the team format. Over the last year plus, over a year ago, we crowned the inaugural men's champions, and it's time to do the same now for the ladies. Tonight, it will be the world number 9, Amanda Sobey, and the red-hot DC Inferno versus Tinay Gillis and the hometown favorite, Philadelphia Freedom, here live from the Arlen Specter U.S. Squash Center in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I've been waiting 372 days to say this. Welcome back to the NSL Finals live on the NSL YouTube channel. Hey there, folks. Jackson Bragman here, the former CSA individual national champ to my left, Mr. VMC Vircho Trani, and my trusty co-commentator, Sean Choi, up here in the commentary booth in the house here at Specter, ahead of our first final of the evening. Of course, the women kicking things off at 1:15 p.m. Eastern Time. The men will follow suit. It will be an absolutely awesome day here from the Specter Center. We're waiting for people to begin filing in here. BG Lennon will have a keen eye on the men's final tonight, the owner for the Philadelphia Lightning. 2 Philly teams in the finals tonight. Gail Ramsey, the head coach for the Philadelphia Freedom. And Tinay Gillis, the world number 6, getting her final match preparations ready to go. It's an international team for the District Inferno, led by Mark Brokman and Josh Taylor tonight. So much to talk about, boys, and thank you for joining me up here in the commentary booth tonight.
I'm going to be more excited, and we have our special guest who's coming to take over the commentating world, Vircho Trani, joining us as well. But let's get into it. I mean, what a matchup we have today with the DC Inferno and the Philadelphia Freedom, and rightfully so that these two teams should be featured in the finals with their performances throughout this weekend and the entire season. And if I'm going to throw it to you, what do we think is the key matchup that you're looking, or the key player that you're looking out for here?
Yeah, thank you, boys, for having me. It's always fun being here, and most excited about Tinay Gillis and Amanda Sobey, honestly, because 2 top 10 players, different format. They usually have great battles on the tour, and I'm really excited to see both of them going at it. And I think, obviously, they're the best players in their team and would want to win this NSL title. A lot of other interesting matchups as well. I think one player to watch out for is Catalina Pelaez, who really impressed me yesterday when they played against the Sono Sharks, and extremely tricky, extremely talented, and skillful. And I think she displayed some incredible skills yesterday, so I'm excited to watch her play tonight.
Yeah, guys, we see Tinay over there. She's the Belgian number 1, world number 6. To a career-high world ranking, surpassing her elder sister, Nayla, on the PSA Tour this year. What a treat to have her here in Philly, filling in for Olivia Weaver. It's the trade-off after Olivia was in the finals of the World Tour Finals in Toronto this week, unable to make it for this matchup here for the Freedom. But Tinay taking her place, great yesterday in the semifinal win over the Sono Sharks. She's going to be opposite the world number 9, the former world number 3, but after a couple of Achilles ruptures, back up into the world top 10 and in great form. It's Amanda Sobey. So we see the DC bench ahead of tonight's matchup here from the Specter Center. Getting ready to rock and roll here. It's the calm before the storm here in Philly. I think I have to ask you guys ahead of tonight's women's final, the first ever women's final in the history of the National Squash League. It's been an incredibly successful opening year, 2025 for the ladies. And with 6 phenomenal talents in tonight's final, who do you guys feel is sort of the X factor in this matchup, or the person that their performance is going to really play a major role in dictating the outcome? Starting with you, Sean.
For me, I think it's got to be Lisa Aiken. I think with Tina Gillis and Amanda Sobey, we know what we're going to get, and I don't think when both those players are on, I think the scoreboard's going to be relatively close. I don't think either player is going to really be able to get a huge lead on one another, but I think the big question lies on Lisa Aiken. We know she's been up to as high as 21 in the world, and she has the top 20 quality, and she's coming back from injury, and I don't know if this format suits her well, but we've seen such a good performance from her on Friday evening, and I'm a bit convinced that if she can hold that together, she could cause some trouble to especially the second string player in DC Inferno with Melissa Alvis, and capitalizing on the matchups with Catalina as well. So that's the player I'm looking out for the most. How about you, Veer?
I think Melissa Alves needs to step up. I think yesterday she played really well, but I think she'd be feeling it better today. And also, I think she's ranked in the top 20 as well right now. I think she has the experience. She's playing. She's played at the very top of the game, and with her and Tina Gillis together, I think if they're able to, get a good lead for the Philly Freedom, they can get this title. I think, yeah.
Guys, I'm going to go with Amanda Sobey. I'm going to go for a member of the DC Inferno team. Amanda, obviously, celebrating her 32nd birthday today, so we want to wish happy birthday to Amanda. She's going to look to hopefully celebrate with an NSL Championship win here tonight. But I think it just comes down to, is she going to be able to hold up physically? Had a grueling week at the U.S. Nationals last weekend. Lost in the finals to Olivia Weaver. It was her 5th match in 5 days, and survived a tough encounter in the semifinals with Marina Stefanoni, coming back from match ball down, winning 12-10 in the 5th game there. So it's been a long season for Amanda, working her way back up the rankings, grinding through the sort of copper and bronze events on the PSA World Tour to get herself back into that world top 10, and all the respect to her. She's had a day off. The Philadelphia Freedom, something that we have to touch on as well, guys, played last night and finished up their match around 8:30 p.m. They're right back in action here at 1 p.m. in tonight's final. DC Inferno, they drew the sort of longer straw when it came to match times, as they played on Friday night, so they have had almost a full 48 hours to recover here. They will be the fresher team. Can Amanda hold up physically? And if so, will it be the Philadelphia Freedom that are going to struggle with the pace and the action that the NSL presents? Obviously, we know how rapid it can be, and 10 minutes of NSL action, Veer, and you know this all too well, 10 minutes of NSL action takes a lot more out of you than 10 minutes of best-of-5 squash. Can you maybe talk about that and how quick-paced the NSL format can be and why that is?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 10 minutes of NSL action is extremely intense, fast-paced, and you always want to be in the lead for your team because it's obviously played in a time-based format, and the more points you get, it's better for your team, and that's why you want to win quick points. You want to build good rallies in, and yeah, you feel the nerves when you're playing those rallies, and the heart is beating quick, and it's awesome though. Everyone loves it, and I'm excited to watch both the finals today. Actually, it's going to be awesome.
Jackson brings up a good point here about the recovery time between the two teams, with the Philadelphia Freedom playing just yesterday and they're right back on today. Not much time for recovery, but Veer, you've played in the NSL format, you've played in the PSA format, you know everything about when it comes to recovery. I'm curious to get your player insight on, do you think that's actually going to be a factor between the two teams, or do you think the NSL is short enough where you feel like it won't be much of a factor? These two teams will be ready to go today.
Yeah, I think it won't be too much of a factor. I feel Philadelphia Freedom actually has the advantage because my opinion is if I was in their position, I'd rather play a match the day before another one. I wouldn't want a day off. And it's not, of course, it's fast paced. You're not playing for more than like 15 minutes each player, right? So in a PSA match, we're used to backing up 60-minute matches every day, especially the top 10 men and women. So I think players like Tina Gillis, who is extremely physically fit, won't have any problem in backing up today.
Absolutely, yeah. And Tina was very up and down yesterday. In the first period, she was incredibly dominant. It looked like she was going to lead the Philadelphia Freedom to a runaway victory, but the Sono Sharks made it really interesting. Marina Stefanoni definitely caused her some fits in the second and third period, allowing that match to be a lot closer than I think Gail Ramsey and Sunil Desai, the Philadelphia Freedom owner, were hoping that it would be. So it wasn't smooth sailing, but they did get it done in the end. These two teams actually met twice in the regular season. They split results. DC winning, I believe, the second encounter, while the Freedom taking the first. Now a rematch here in the finals. I got to ask you guys, put you on the spot for your final predictions for tonight's women's final between DC and Philadelphia. Sean Troy, who do you got?
Being put on the spot here. I got to go with District Inferno here. I think with Amanda Sobe, what we saw on Friday, that was incredibly convincing, and I think they're prepared. I think it means a lot to them. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Inferno.
I'm going to go with the Philly Freedom.
Okay, he's going to mix it up.
Split it up here.
He understands the content game. He knows. He's a veteran.
I feel, I think someone like Tina Gillis is, I think she just struggled to find her rhythm yesterday because it was a new format. She's playing it for the first time, but I think now she's used to it, and I think she's going to be ready to battle it.
You guys are split. It seems like I'm the deciding vote. You know, I'm going to go for the DC Inferno. It's interesting what Veer says. It's interesting that you'd almost rather not have the day off and the extra time to think about it and the time to kind of get cold. That it's going to be, you know, the Philly team is kind of already in their groove. They have that match experience under their belt, and then they just roll right into the next day. But I do think that DC is just a little bit too strong. If you look up and down their lineup, no weak links. Catalina Pelaez, to Sean's point, is definitely going to be an X factor in this matchup in terms of being the lowest ranked player, being a veteran of the PSA Tour, 33 years old, has the experience of the team format, 3-year captain at Trinity College, so she loves team-based squash. But I don't know if she's a little bit off, and if she struggles today, that it could be lights out for Philly. If they really need her to hold her own, then it comes down to Amanda Sobe. Is Amanda going to be able to outplay Tina Gillis? Is Amanda going to be the best player on the court? My vote is for yes, given the form that she's been in. She has been absolutely awesome over these past few months. She looks like the Amanda of old. And I think because Amanda's going to outplay Tina, my prediction is going to be for the DC Inferno, because so much more I feel has to go right for the team that just played last night. So I'm going to go for DC as people are starting to file in here to the Spectre Center. We have the Philadelphia team coming up on our left, the DC team on our right, getting ready to run down the ramp and make their pre-match introductions. Yuri Pelbart will be our official for the evening. Darian Ben will be the marker. Ryan Leslie, our master of ceremonies tonight. We have all sorts of squash royalty in the crowd for tonight's matchup. Of course, Sean White will be on the bench for the Philadelphia Lightning coming up later in the men's final, which we can take a quick moment as we're awaiting player introductions to talk about. It's going to be the Lake Erie Beacons, led by Victor Cruin, taking on the Philadelphia Freedom, led by the younger El Sharbaghi brother, Marwan, who was able to pick up a big-time scalping over his brother Mohammed in the Newport Dragons in the semifinals last night. Early thoughts on that matchup from both of you guys in terms of Lake Erie and Philadelphia, and what should we be expecting?
For me, I think it's going to be the most even matchup I think I've seen, top to bottom. That's the first matchup I've seen where I'm actually a bit lost in terms of who has the edge. I think they're all ranking-wise evenly matched up. I think
we should say you're 100% so far this weekend, Sean.
I have been 100%, but I fear that that'll all come crumbling down today, everyone. So a bit worried about that. But yeah, Veer, any special insights you could give? I know you're going to be in the pre-show for that one as well, so I don't want you to give too much away, but a little teaser.
Like you said, it's going to be the most even matchup for the weekend. I think the whole season, these two teams have been by far the strongest, and the most excited I am is to watch Mohamed Abulgar. To be fair, he's former world number 7.
The Bullet.
The Bullet, of course, he's the Bullet. The way he can finish the ball is nothing short of exquisite, and I'm just and yesterday was his first time playing this format, and the way he was able to take it on the power play was absolutely phenomenal. So I'm really excited to watch him play. And I think Marwan El Sharbaghi has a slight edge over Victor, I'd say, mentally more than anything, because he has got the win the last few times. So, yeah, we will see.
Veer Chotrani, thank you very much. You'll be joining us again for the pre-match show ahead of tonight's men final between the Lake Erie Beacons and the Philadelphia Lightning. But for now, it's time for the ladies to get underway. Let's throw it down onto the court. Mr. Ryan Leslie, our master of ceremonies.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the National Squash League Championships, and one of the pieces of the National Squash League Championship is the inclusion of our professional athletes with some of our amateurs, and we had our Pro-Am doubles played this weekend where we had our champions, Mark Broekman and Oliver Pride. I'm going to hand this to Oliver because he's the one that carried you. So you guys had four matches played together. You looked like you were on the right wall the whole time. He was on the left wall. Was that part of the dynamic going in, or did you guys just figure it out right away?
Yeah, I mean, technically I was the pro, but didn't feel like it out there. Oliver's strongest side was the left wall, and my strongest side was the right wall, so it seemed like the obvious choice.
And Oliver, I mean, does your back hurt? You know, he's a lot of weight to carry, but from what I saw, you were just rolling nicks out there. Was it just luck, or is that how you really play double squash?
I mean, honestly, I feel like I only got the chances to hit rollers because of him in the first place. So.
Some humility. Well, there you go. Congratulations to Mark Broekman and Oliver Pride for winning this year's Pro-Am doubles squash competition. We will be right back in a few minutes to kick off the 2025 National Squash League Championships.
Driving the most important initiatives for the growth of squash in the United States.
Welcome back to the National Squash League Finals in the Big 2-5 2025, live on the NSL YouTube channel. Jackson Bragman here, Sean Choi alongside for tonight's women's final. Still waiting for the final fans to trickle in here to the Arlen Specter U.S. Squash Center here in Philly, PA. Sean, we're moments away from player introductions down on the court with Ryan Leslie. Final thoughts before tonight's big final, first of two finals, the men to follow the women. It's going to be the first ever final for the ladies in the history of the National Squash League.
It's going to be brilliant. I mean, just comparing to what it was last year, but I can't wait to get started here.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's throw down onto the court. Our MC, Ryan Leslie, has intros for our two teams right now. Take it away, Ryan.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2025 National Squash League Championship Sunday. We have had an incredible past couple of days of semifinal action and an incredibly long and hard-fought season for all of our players, coaches, and owners, culminating into today's championship matches. We have two wonderful titles on the line in store for you today. Well, we will crown our first ever Women's National Squash League champion, followed by a brand new Men's National Squash League champion. Today, we are live from the beautiful Arlen Specter U.S. Squash Center here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. For those of you that have never been to a National Squash League match before, here's how it goes. Today's matches are played over the course of 3 total periods. The first 2 periods are both worth 1 point, with the third period being worth 2 points. What this means is that even if a team loses the first 2 periods, they are not out, as if they win the third period, they will force an overtime shootout. During the first 2 periods, each teams are given 2 substitutions and 1 2-minute power play, with the third period providing them 1 extra substitution and 1 extra 1-minute power play. During the power play, the opposing team may win the rally, however, they cannot score points for their team. It's a spectacle to watch, so sit back, relax, and enjoy as some of the finest athletes in the world compete for today's National Squash League Championships. And with that said, let's kick it off with today's starting lineup of the Philadelphia Freedom. Introducing first, please welcome head coach Gail Ramsey. Kicking off today's starting lineup for the Philadelphia Freedom. She's currently ranked number 97 in the world, representing Colombia. Please welcome Catalina Peláez. And next for the Freedom, she hails from France, currently ranked number 20 in the world. Please welcome Melissa Alves. And rounding out the lineup for the Philadelphia Freedom, currently ranked number 6 in the world, from Belgium, Tina Gillis. And now we turn it over to the South Division champion, District Inferno. Please welcome coaches Josh Taylor and Mark Brookman. Introducing first for the Inferno, currently ranked number 51 in the world, from Scotland, please welcome Lisa Aitken. Introducing next for the Inferno, she hails from France, currently ranked number 48 in the world. Please welcome Marie Stefan. And last, but certainly not least, please welcome the birthday girl, number 9 in the world, from the United States of America, Amanda Sobey. All right, coaches, we need your first player.
Situation. Hurry.
All right, here we go. Cheese. Second late, but here we are.
Quite all right. As we still wait the racket spin. Amanda's in the semis was special. It was special to watch. We're big racket spin guys up here in the broadcast booth. It's going to be tough to top that. It's just going to be tough to top that ever. Almost ruins this little game that we have, Sean. Your racket spin was so good at the semifinals on Friday. It's DC Inferno, led by Amanda Sobey, world number 9. Here comes Tina Gillis. world number 6, the Belgian number 1, Belgian number 2 for many years. In the shadow of her sister Nayla, no longer the case. Surpassing older sis in the rankings, and it'll be the lefty Lisa Aiken, the world number 51. At 35 years young, still kicking it on the Pro Tour, starting to transition into a role with Squash TV up in the commentary booth, but playing at an incredibly high level in PSA, and has spent a lot of her career kind of hovering in that 20 to 30 range in the PSA rankings. Really nifty and talented with the racket. Hits a very clean ball, does Lisa. This is an interesting matchup to start things off. It's the lowest ranked player in terms of PSA ranking for the Inferno. It's the highest ranked player for the Philadelphia Freedom, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, I think we know what Lisa's capable of, and so I don't think this is too much of a gamble on their end. And actually, if they can hold, as you were mentioning yesterday, if you want to gamble the first period, you're in a very prime position with your best players still awaiting. And Lisa, have we mentioned she's 35 years old? Because I don't think we've said it enough. But it's honestly just incredible. She seems hungrier than ever, rejuvenated. I know the injury unfortunately has taken her out of commission for a couple of years, but I'm so glad and happy to see her back in action. And she seems healthy. She seems fired up. And obviously, we're just good to see her playing squash again. And I'm really excited for this matchup. Not the matchup that I thought they would bring out Amanda Sobey right away, but this is the tactics that the NSL brings.
Yeah, just for those who may be joining us for the first time here on the National Squash League YouTube channel, well, first of all, welcome. Second of all, what a first match you've chosen to take a look at. This will be awesome, and then make sure to stay tuned for our men's final coming up later today between the Lake Erie Beacons, led by Victor Cruin, taking on Marwan El-Shabagi in the Philadelphia Lightning. But this is the longest warm-up that you're going to see all match long, as these two players kind of getting loose, getting the ball warm. And each team with 2 substitutions in the first 2 periods worth 20 minutes each worth 1 point. In the third and final period worth 2 points and an extra 10 minutes. It's 30 minutes instead of 20. First 2 periods, there will be 2 substitutions allowed for these 2 teams. So teams are going to have to sub players on who are going to come on ice cold. They're going to be able to warm up a little bit off court. But the other players won't have hit a ball for several minutes at a time, and they're going to be thrown right into the fire. Have to get right into things. Referee calls time. Here's Tene. It's going to be her on the spin. That's just pure. That was really pure. Wasn't Amanda's from the other day. Obviously, this being a neutral site matchup, but both the male and female Philadelphia teams find themselves in the finals here, so expect the crowd to be in support of both of those teams. Tene lines up along the left service box, serving away to the lefty, Lisa Aiken. A couple bounces of the ball. The serve is off, and we are underway in the first ever NSL Women's Final here from Spectre, Sean. Oh, and early doors, that ball went absolutely flying. It'll be Joe Robinson tracking it down. Oh, Lisa Aiken. That's a nice piece of touch there.
All right, we have our first power play.
Oh, it's just like that.
Wow.
Sean, our first power play of the night. Only the Inferno able to score for the next 2 minutes here. Aiken can really go for broke. Wow, a risky strategy with the early power play here by the Inferno.
I did not expect this. I mean, wow. Clearly, they've talked this through. I mean, it's very interesting to see the different tactics, but...
Oh, and there's the boast.
That's one.
Tonight, completely wrong-footed. The player on power play able to serve every rally and able to choose which service box they serve from. So Aiken in a defensive position there. She's going to pick the ball up, start again from neutral. No point in trying to dig her way out of a defensive position.
Good defensive work from Gillis so far.
Tina does an excellent job of using height on the front wall. She's a very strong defensive player, great mover, great athlete. So maybe not the player you want to call the power play against, but The Inferno hoping to catch Philly off guard in the early going here. Gillis has got to really hunker down here. Not let the Inferno build too big of a lead. Early doors here in period number 1. Oh, she's going for it as Aiken. Wow, off the bounce. Slap shot into the nick.
She's not holding back here.
Sean. That's 4 points. That's 4 points in less than 90 seconds. Or I should say 3. The first point was not on power play, but Aiken building a nice little cushion to get DC ahead here. Oh, wow. She's really removed the kitchen sink from the kitchen wall, and she's hurling it in the direction of Nayla Gillis. 10 seconds. This will likely be the final point of the power play.
Oh, it's beautiful defensive work.
So no rush now for Aiken. No rush. This will be the final point of the power play no matter what, so she can take her time.
Power play is over. Tina, you just won that rally, so you serve.
To see how that tactic of the power play is going to play out. Eyebrows were raised for that decision, but
yeah, I don't know, Sean, because now Philly has that power play in their back pocket to utilize at any point they choose. This first period crucial to set the tone for these two teams. It's a nice hold and powerful cross from Gillis.
Gillis seems to be a great starter. She just need to ease into things, as we saw the dominant performance the first period yesterday.
Yeah, this is a mismatch that Philly's going to want to capitalize on. Oh, wow. That is absolutely excellent.
Just like that, the lead is evaporated. So much for the power play.
Aiken just bouncing the ball a couple times. Just wanted to maybe get a couple of seconds to reset here.
In a way, it might be that DC Inferno is having a lot of faith in Amanda Sobey's abilities. If they just keep this close, mitigate Tina Gillis.
Give it what there? Real. 4-all. Ooh.
Tina Gillis trying to hurry up.
Yeah, Gillis wants to keep the pressure on here.
Yeah, she probably wants to rack up as many points.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's heads up coaching. It's an early substitution for DC less than 5 minutes into this opening period. However, Aiken just lost 5 rallies in a row. I think it has to be the right decision for the Inferno to try to throw a different look at the Belgian number 1. There's Marie Stefan, world number 46, University of Pennsylvania graduate. Very familiar with the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah, this matchup is personal to her, as we know. During the draft, she was a bit upset not being selected by Philadelphia, given her ties. So,
bit of a revenge match for Marie Stefan.
This means a lot to her, so she really wants it. Oh my God, Tina Gillis.
She is firing on all cylinders as Tina Gillis.
This
7
is what we
points
saw
in a row from her
yesterday as well, which caused us to think that it would be lights out. She finds another nick. Jackson, she's on absolute fire right now. There's no stopping her.
She's so forward right now. She is really taking it to the French woman here. Really pressing up on the tee, taking the ball really early. There's the volley drop, so consistent. Was right in her wheelhouse, perfectly executed.
Yeah, she's dictating the
now
terms
the air is
here.
creeping in, now the air is creeping in. Frustration for Stefan, she has to steady the ship. And she's gonna be stuck out there for a while because DC only has one substitution left in this period. They can't afford to have Amanda out there for 11, 12 minutes. Marie's gotta figure this out. And with how hot Tene is, I would almost call a power play here if I was Philly. I mean, Philly in total control here. DC has already expended the use of their power play.
I do
Trails
feel
by 8
like
points.
they'd use the power play when Amanda Sobey's on so she can defend those 2 minutes of making sure Amanda doesn't score any points. That's how I'd view it, but
wow,
what do I know? They started the
Sean, you're a smarter man than I am. I actually think that I like your idea better than mine.
I mean, this is an ideal start here, right? For Freedom.
Yeah, just let Tene keep racking up points. I mean, if she's not losing anyways, why call the power play?
Absolutely.
Just wait for.
Puts a lot less pressure on her teammates right now with Melissa Alves and Catalina. So she's putting her teammates in prime position, and also they won't be as tired heading into the second and third period. So wow. She's showing the difference of what it takes to be in the top of the rankings. Oh, she's reading, she's jumping on these balls. She's being a step ahead.
Yeah,
this
just
is
pouncing here. There's the shot to the calf from Stefan. I've had a couple bruises in that spot over the years myself, Sean. It's very relatable.
Brilliant,
Excellent
stuff.
shifts from today. 8 strong minutes. Smart from Philly. They're up 10. Don't want to overwork their star player. She needs to be well rested come the third period, where surely she's going to be playing some major minutes. Now here comes world number 97, Catalina Pelaez. If DC has any chance of coming back here in this period, it's going to have to be right now. It's going to have to be with this matchup against the 33-year-olds from Bogota, Colombia.
That's a great hold. Subtleties. I mean, her racket work was so impressive yesterday. Let's see how Marie Stefan reacts to this new matchup.
Catalina, very quick, very forward and attacking player. It's great hands. Marie's going to want to keep the ball out of the middle of the court here. Oh, shots.
Good.
Great touch. Catalina Pelaez was your X factor on tonight's pre-show, Sean.
Oh, wow, yeah, she's going to be, and we saw her in the power play yesterday, just mightily impressive.
Yeah, if she performs well, this Philly team is going to be tough to beat. Highest ranked player in this matchup by over 40 ranking spots.
She's slow balling it right now.
Absolutely. This is the right tactic, I feel, for Marie, is to keep the pace slow and not give Catalina much.
As period 1 is running away from them right now for the DC Inferno. Less than 10 minutes on the clock now.
Oh, shabash! What a shot. Oh, the tweeter into the neck! That is absolutely outrageous, Sean, and early doors just like that. I have won yet again the race to outrageous. That was one for the highlight reel.
She wants the shot of the year right there.
That was
unbelievable.
freaking awesome, and she had another sort of spinning, reaching behind her back to cut off the volley kill.
My goodness. Wow.
If I believe it was Salma Haney. I mean, that is pretty spectacular stuff from the 33-year-olds putting on a show. There's a pair of Drexel University students, stars for the Drexel squash team. Yuri and Darian officiating tonight's matchup. They did a great job in yesterday's semifinals, I thought, Sean.
No, they did more than a great job. I was mildly impressed by them as well. They really controlled proceedings. It's really about controlling the match as well, not just making the decisions. So.
Commanded respect from the players. So hats off to them.
But no, the lead is 7 right now, so we'll see what DC Inferno is planning. Do they just let this period one go, or do they make another push here, given that Buildup Freedom have 2 minutes to burn with another power play in their pockets?
Oh, wow, that is impressive. Got some width on that cross. That was almost glued to the sidewall from Pelias to play that ball at that angle. Off the shot that she did. Impressive stuff.
Ho ho!
Great shot.
And Marie Stefan showing her frustration. She should
Yeah,
lob that up.
I think Marie's just got to slow the pace down. I think she's getting into trouble when she's blasting the ball like that and she's spraying the ball into the middle. She's just got to lift the ball, keep it tight, keep it wide. Oh, a little behind the back action.
Now this is interesting, Jackson. Marie Stefan is playing a lot longer than I expected. Maybe perhaps they want her to fulfill her time as soon as possible and give Amanda Soapy fresh legs heading into the second and third period. Maybe a tactical decisions.
Yeah,
but these are the things that teams are thinking about.
Oh my goodness! With mustard on the Mizuki. Wow, Sean. We've got a highlight reel going from this opening period.
6-point lead. Double substitution.
Sean, what a way to go out. Marie Stefan, wee. Oh my. Here's the birthday girl, the world number 9. He's probably the greatest player in the history of US squash. It's Amanda Soapy.
It's gonna be interesting. How many points of the catch-up do you think the Freedom are gonna allow before they use the power play?
Yeah, Melissa also just checking on for the first time. Another University of Pennsylvania grad. So maybe we'll see the former Penn teammates go at it at some point here tonight. I think the Freedom are going to have to use that power play pretty soon because, as we know, you have to call that power play before the 4-minute mark in this period. I would call it within the next 30 seconds or so because you really don't want to let this deficit get any smaller. And Amanda's come out with a vengeance. Look how far she's pressing up at the tee there, Sean.
There's a player who's more clinical. I don't know, a single more player that's more clinical against lower ranked players than Amanda Soapy. The ability to rack up points.
You're absolutely right, Sean. Yeah, I think any second here we're going to see that power play come to effect from Philly, as now DC, who trailed by over 10 points, double digits. Now cutting the deficit down to 3, make that 4. Also going to take her time.
That's a great get. Yeah, no, Amanda's moving around.
Oh. No let. Referee Yuri letting us know the shot was a little bit too good. Oh, absolutely beamed her. We of course know everything about the body serve, but what about the body return, Sean? That's a shot we don't see as frequently.
It is a shot beyond my depth of squash, of my understanding.
Melissa's moving really well here, very athletic. The quality is so high she doesn't have to move all that much around the tee line.
That's a great lift.
does an excellent job of sort of contorting her body and finding balance before she strikes the ball. Now that's something that Penn women's coach Jack Wyatt preaches.
There it is. No, this is really, they waited till the last moment.
2 minutes.
Okay, so the Freedom up 3. They're going to call their power play now. Only they can score for the next 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Power play is underway, so Amanda's going to have to defend like crazy here, not let this thing get away, and in the final 2 minutes and 45 seconds, come all the way back from, you'd have to imagine, at least 5 or 6 points, unless she's really able to hunker down here.
You know, Jackson, I was talking to Victor yesterday about the power play, and
oh, shots!
Wow. Oh, that's beauty.
From well over her head there, Alves.
Well, Victor was saying that you can't get too dejected over not scoring a lot in power plays because you're putting in so much work in their legs.
There's the kill. She's dug that back, Amanda. That's an excellent get. And feathery touch. You cannot leave a counter drop closer up to the front wall than Melissa Alves just did there. Spectacular touch from the French woman.
Wow, this is a tactical masterclass from the Freedom team here. They're playing everything correctly. Putting Inferno back in the drawing board. Wow.
Oh, shot. Punishing that length that just had a little bit too much zip from Amanda. Now this lead's starting to feel a little bit insurmountable for the American. 8 points separating these two teams. And Amanda's going to have less than 3 minutes to come back. That's tight work on the serve return.
Seeking a 2 more here. Oh, that's good. One more.
This will be the final point of the power play, so no rush from Melissa. She doesn't have to go quick.
And that gives her a 9-point lead.
2 minutes and 41 seconds.
Can Amanda do it? Jackson, what do we think here?
I think it's going to be a little bit too great to overcome as she makes a quick error. She's going to have to go for shots like that. Given the clock is a major factor at this juncture. Oh, yeah, excellent from Alves. I mean, she is clinical right now from the midcourt. It's going to be something that the Inferno bench is going to want to discuss. Don't put volleying opportunities on the backhand of Melissa Alves' racket. She has been absolutely lethal with that backhand volley drop. Oh, shot! Flat as pancakes, and even Alves says, bravissimo. What a shot, Amanda Sobey. Gonna at least try to find some range here. Backhand, go on a run. Even if she's not gonna come back, she's gonna wanna try to let the arm go and see if she can hit some shots like that. I mean, Sean, this period, not too tightly contested. It felt very one-sided the whole way, but we have seen some highlight reel shots left and right. It's been pretty spectacular to watch.
I couldn't agree more, Jackson. I really do think Inferno got it tactically all wrong in this first period. I think they have the goods to make this a close matchup, but I mean, just shows that even though you have the player quality, if you get the tactics wrong with different matchups, this is the scoreline you're going to be getting. Oh, look, they're extending the rally now. Killing the time clock. It's so clever. It's so clever. These players now have such a good understanding of the NSL format.
Once again, off the serve return, Alves not particularly concerned. No great sense of urgency for Amanda. She doesn't want to exert herself more than she needs to here. She's going to want to conserve as much as she can for the next couple periods here.
Yeah, Amanda's conserving her energy now as she looks ahead.
Shots.
That may just close it out now. It's a shot-making clinic now. Both players just going for it.
The end of the first period. Going to the Philadelphia Freedom.
There it is, dominant
28.
for Gail Ramsey, Melissa Alves, Tina Gillis, Catalina Pelaez, and the Philadelphia Freedom. The DC Inferno have some work to do. Let's throw it down to Ryan Leslie with the head coach of the Freedom, Gail Ramsey.
By, you know, a 2-minute power play out the gate. Did that catch you off guard by any chance?
Yeah, it was a little surprising. A lot of times tactic is to wait till the end, but I thought we managed it quite well, and we hung in there, and I thought we tactically really played it well, that whole unit.
Yeah, and I can see you over there. You have a lot of input from the players, also team owner Sunil Desai. How much are you kind of leaning on their expertise to help your strategy throughout as you're coaching?
Well, they know the game and they know themselves, and I think that if I can listen to them and chip in a few key points, I feel like I've done my job.
Well, you're one period closer to winning the first ever Women's National Squash League Championship, so good luck for the rest of the way. And we'll be right back with period number 2.
Driving the most important initiatives for the growth of squash in the United States.
Welcome back to the NSL Finals, live on the National Squash League YouTube channel. And here we go, Sean, the two heavyweights for their respective teams. World number 6, Tina Gillis. The world number 9, Amanda Sobey, kicking things off for their respective teams here in period number 2. Was dominant for Philly in the first. Can DC regroup?
No, this is good. This is good, Jackson. We're seeing the adjustments right away. They clearly did not like what was going on at the beginning of the first period, and now they changed their tactics to have their best player on to mitigate Tina Gillis.
Oh, it snuck in, didn't it? What say you, Sean?
Not quite sure about that, but here we go. I mean, these two just played at the PSA World Tour Finals, which Tina Gillis had the edge, but if there's one thing about Amanda, she does not like losing twice, so she'll be looking towards this matchup here. Wow. Look at the two
She's
highest
really
ranked.
Pouncing is Tina, as her first step has been so quick all day. striking the ball as early as she possibly can, whether it's on the volley, whether it's the half volley, whether it's into the forecourt.
Yeah, she's always been a great mover, and I feel like, especially this season, her squash has been being put together.
Oh, shots. Feathery, feathery.
Jackson, nothing impresses me anymore after that first period.
Yeah, Sobi has been awesome on this return of service.
You better be doing a 360 Nick roller.
She even at one sort of like just perfect volley long that was just glued to the sidewall the whole way. Just had too much pace.
This is some high quality squash here
for Melissa to catch up to. Yeah, this is...
I mean, I expect nothing less from these two players.
Really high quality stuff. The pace has gone a little bit frantic.
And a yes flat.
No. No, Sean, really?
60.
It's a healthy lead here for the Inferno. Overly ambitious. All smiles, good spirits here for Amanda. She's not letting that error frustrate her. She is locked in.
Oh, what a gap. Oh, she's put her on the diagonal here. This is excellent movement from Gillis. Amanda's really putting some major work in the legs of Tine Gillis here. Amanda has been the benefactor of pretty much every call here. I would say most of them have been reasonable. Probably only disagree with a couple of out calls, but the rest pretty straightforward. We mentioned the excellent officiating throughout the course of the weekend thus far.
It's a bit loose here.
Yeah, it's sprayed. I think maybe she's getting a little bit tired and a little bit frustrated. Amanda is really dictating things here, controlling these rallies, spending a lot more time on the tee is Sobi. She's the more accurate of the two. She's built a 10-3 lead here, crucial for DC to get some momentum here in the second period. As we enter the heart of it here, nearly 5 minutes in. Sean, if DC wins this, once again, your hopes of a shootout will be dead.
As long as Jackson, you and I's prediction holds strong to our fellow friend here, Veer, who went for the Philadelphia Freedom.
Philadelphia Freedom, we're calling their power play.
Oh, this is good.
2 minutes.
I don't think this was the intended plan, but they need to stop the bleeding somehow here.
It's true. Yeah, I don't hate it. And there's a great overhead from Gillis. There's one. This is absolutely crucial. Philadelphia needs a big-time power play if they want to have any chance here, because DC is still with their power play remaining. Amanda says it was good. I didn't think so. Oh, shot. What a sequence. Excellent 1-2 punch from the Belgian #1, sporting number 18 here tonight, Tine Gillis.
Oh, that's
electing
good.
to play that ball.
That's good. Wow. It's rapid here.
It's absolutely rapid. She could have had a stroke, but didn't want to chance it. Wants to get absolutely everything out of this power play. I believe that's 3 now.
Oh, she's really upping the pace. Where was this before, Jackson? clearly it's working.
This is the best version of her game. If she can defend and she can lift the ball when she has to be in a defensive position, but when she's getting on the ball quick and volleying, and she can still use height on the front wall, but it's about pressing up the tee, taking the ball as early as she can. That's the key for Gillis. We're seeing that here on the power play. 30 seconds to go.
30 seconds.
She's making good use of this power play. And Amanda's not ready, but she has to be ready to play the ball.
That's her point. That's her point.
That's got to be her point. We'll see if the markers acknowledge. It's a mistake. Or was it 8 before? Did they give her
I think
credit
they may
for
have.
it?
Yeah.
I hope so.
I hope they cleaned it up there.
I hope so, because as we've clarified, on the power play, you're not allowed to call let returning serve.
No, Tina's
Yeah,
right.
once again,
she gets to dictate the terms of.
And Amanda
when she
kind
wants
of
to serve.
standing over the service box. Let's hear what the ref has to say here. Play a let. So will this be the final point of the power play? So that's.
We're going to play a let. This point is still the power play.
Yeah, it's the right call. Amanda's.
And that's the end.
Wow, Jackson.
Standing
Blink of an eye.
Sitting in
what looked to be a monumental
zone.
lead.
I mean, yeah, so now Phillies cut the deficit to 1. The problem being DC still has that power play in their back pocket to use whenever they please.
How many points was that?
Excellent.
Was it 12-4?
Line from Gillis.
To 12-11?
It was at least 7. I'm not sure if she was at, I think she was at 4. So it will be 7 points on the power play. Another one right after. Amanda now responding, regaining the lead for DC. The question for DC now is, when are they going to use that power play? I think they hang on to it and wait.
It's interesting to see because Tina Gillis naturally is a defensive player, but in a way, these adjustments, the power play kind of forces her to adjust the different styles.
Yeah, I think she's played better when she's just used her explosiveness and gotten on the ball early. Once again, she doesn't have to blast the ball 3 inches above the 10 and get it to carry all the way to the back. She can vary the pace and vary the height, but she is so much better when she's on the ball early and kind of controlling the middle of the court. It's excellent.
Despite all this, the Inferno are in a much better position right now with a power play in hand. Having Amanda do a lot of the grunt work here in the second period. Oh, that's beautiful.
Nice. See, it's the error, but it's excellent variation of pace. She's staying out front. Amanda's being worked corner to corner there. Gillis has got to keep that up. She just made the error at the end. She makes up for it there with an excellent put away in the front right.
Amanda unable to capture the lead as she did before the power play, as Tina Gillis holds strong, going point by point since. The way she's able to take the pace off the ball.
And decelerating, leaving that ball really far up the court, close to the front wall. The second period, crucial. If Philly wins it, DC would have to win the third just to force an overtime shootout. So even if they win the third, no guarantee that they win the match. It'll come down to a best of 5 individual point penalty situation, whereas if DC wins, then the third period will be for all the marbles here. It's great width.
Down the clock, we have a
Yeah, surprised we haven't seen a sub yet.
Long.
I mean, that's 35 points between these two.
My goodness, Jackson with the quick math.
A couple lets as well. Nearly 10 minutes. I think that could almost be a mistake from both teams, Sean, because those two are going to play major minutes in the third period. I would almost rather have them fresh heading into that all-important third.
No, I agree. I think, if anything, the Freedom could have afforded that to take this one a little bit loose, but I do think Inferno needed that to make sure that Tina Gillis doesn't take away the second period as well.
That's true. You don't want.
That was a long.
I mean, that was
shift
just
there.
shy of 10 minutes.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's really nice. A little bit of misdirection. Pair of college squash alumni who obviously very familiar with the team format, having a chance to come back and compete in team-based squash here in the NSL this season. It's tight from Stefan. I think she got herself into trouble when she started trying to blast the ball in that opening period. Looks like she's doing a little bit of a better job of finding her accuracy, finding her height on the front wall, just like that. Air creeps in. That's excellent touch. She almost has to play a bit boring. Does Stefan. There's just been a lot of errors for her today.
Yeah, that's what you
She had
get
to do
with
a
her
lot of
game.
strokes. I mean, yeah.
You get those winners, or you get those errors.
That spectacular Mizuki. That's a forever shot. I mean, that'll be clipped left and right. But is it the most efficient style? So DC in a similar position to that of Philly in the first period. DC used their power play early, and Philly ended up building a lead over the course of the period. And Philly able to use that power play to put it away. And now the Inferno, who were leading moments ago, now tied up, but they do have that power play.
What a shot.
It's really nice. Fading on the sidewall at the top of the bounce. Elmer's glued to the sidewall. It's tight work from the French woman. The consistency is suspect, but the highs are certainly high for the world number 46.
Oh ho!
And it was good, says Yuri. Spectacular off the serve return for the Colombian.
That was incredibly flat.
World number 48 is Stefan, excuse me. Just not enough on that lob. Put away easily by Stefan, who had the whole front wall there. Back out to a 2-point lead for DC. Each of these teams with one sub remaining, and crucially, DC still has their power play left in the second period. Wow. Wow. Harsh from Yuri, but it was an early ask from Stefan. Not sure if he made a major effort to play the ball there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with the call. Marie Stefan didn't even argue, I think. She knew.
Oh, shot. Oh. And that ball went all the way to the other glass court on the other side of the Spectre Center. The back wall attempt from Pelaez. Celia Pashley tracking it down. Head coach of the Atlanta Tornadoes up here on the balcony. Here's the final sub for the Inferno. Pelaez is going to stay out there. Pelaez is going to stay out there as we still await the substitution for Melissa Alves for the Philadelphia Freedom. 6 minutes and 16 seconds remaining.
Oh, that's good.
for Freedom are making their final substitution. Melissa Alves.
I was looking forward to this matchup, Jackson.
Just got a little taste. Here comes Melissa Alves, world number 20, just world number 51.
Now we suspect a power play
the kill
coming up any time here now for the Inferno. We'll see how much longer they're going to try to delay the inevitable.
Got about 1:30 to go for that power play. It has to be called with over 4 minutes left in the period, so you can't just ice down the clock in the final moments.
Oh, that's pretty.
Little subtle holds from Aiken on the volley. We're all tied up, Sean. This power play is going to be so crucial. For Aiken to attack, for Alves to defend. A little trip. Aiken gets up slowly. Yuri checking if she's all right before issuing the no-let decision. These points crucial for Philly. They would love to be up 1 or 2 at least before the power play. If DC leads ahead of that power play, it's going to be very tough for Melissa to defend and then come back on the other end of it and end up taking this period. So these rallies all crucial. A chance for Aiken. There's the boast. Oh, Melissa could have maybe asked for something there. Little interference. All tied up. Here's the power play for DC. They call it with just under 5 minutes to go. Alves is going to have about 3 minutes to come back, but in the meantime, she's got to defend. A stroke of fortune there for Aiken. Finding the nick. Oh, we got to stop the clock as that ball onto the top of the 10, flying over the right side wall. It's picked up and thrown back over. Yes, let given. Yes, let is good for Alves in this situation. What a get.
This is not finding the corners here she wants, but here's a chance.
Oh, wow. Excellent with the boasts. Wrong footing Alves there. Can she do it again? Alves has done well here. Only 2 points surrendered in the first minute, 20 seconds. Oh, shot.
30 seconds.
Alves weathering the storm, and only 20 seconds to go. There's an error. Alves is going to have a chance here. She's going to have a real shot.
One more here. Here's a chance. Great follow-up.
Oh, she had the whole front wall there to Aiken.
That's the end of the power play.
All right, so
No more power plays, no more substitutions.
this is a 3-point lead now.
48 seconds of just.
Less than 3 minutes of play. Make it 4. They're cutting it close here, the DC Inferno. Does Melissa Alves have what it takes?
Wow.
Oh, that's pretty.
3 points. Buckle up, Sean. Here we go. Absolutely crucial once again. Philly would love to go up to a 2-0 lead here. Would give them that extra sense of security. All they have to do is either win the third or win that overtime shootout.
We burned a couple seconds
Really
there.
put DC on their heels. Shrewd from the veteran. No, can't have that.
immediate warning.
It's good from Yuri. Oh, excellent lob. Excellent width and response. What an exchange. Back to 300 seconds to go.
She has more than enough time here, Jackson.
Yeah, no rush. Doesn't have to go for anything crazy on this rally. Oh, shots.
Good catch.
It's a great retrieval from Aiken, who nearly scraped that final ball back. Four-corner squash for Alves, cutting the deficit to 2. It's getting spicy, Sean.
Oh,
there's the error. There's the error. Now the clock, not a factor. Not a factor at all for Alves, down 1. 60 seconds remaining here in period number 2. What a get. The whole front wall for Aiken. She's misplayed it. Oh. Oh, Sean, no. I thought that was good. Thought that was good by Mo. Oh, and there's the misdirection. Alves frustrated with the referee, understandably so, but she's got to reset here.
Yeah, you can't linger on those decisions, especially at this time.
Aiken gonna take her time. Oh, there's the dive, and Alves has got to go. So Alves just needs to win. Oh, this is... So here, Sean, Alves just has to win one more rally and get a serve off before we hit double zeros. As long as she gets a serve off, the rally will finish. If she's able to win that, then we'll have a sudden death point at 37 all. So not a huge rush for Alves, but the clock is something she's got to keep in mind. She has to win this rally. There's the error. There's the error. And now here we go. Oh, and there's the error. Oh, no.
Lisa will take her time here.
Yeah, Alva's going to have to go for it on the return here.
Oh, that's good. They've paused the clock here.
Oh, she's got it. She's got to get a serve off. She's got to get a serve off. She's got to get the serve off, and she will. So Alves has to win the next 2 rallies. Cut the tension with a knife. Gorilla glued to the sidewall from Alves. The score is tied. Double zeros on the clock.
Sudden death.
It'll be sudden death to determine a winner here in period number 2. Oh, she's going for it off the serve, and she's buried it in the tin. Melissa Alves. What a comeback. Heroics here in period number 3. She survives the late power play from the DC Inferno, and the Philadelphia Freedom.
Prime position now.
Now lead the DC Inferno by a score of 2 points to 0. Hopefully we can get that scoreboard fixed in a moment. As Ryan Leslie's down on the court.
Mark Brokeman. Mark, you guys tried something in period number 1 with a little bit of an experiment. What was going through your guys' process throwing that out there in the first round?
Yeah, we've basically done the same thing for a lot of our previous matches, so we thought that maybe to change up the strategy, we felt like the pros outweighed the cons. If it was to work in our favor, we do feel like it would have been the right call, but you never know what's going to happen out here. It didn't work, but we got some work to do, but we think we can turn this around.
Well, that is the motto and the beauty of the National Squash League. You might be down, but you are certainly not out. What are we looking at changing here in period number 3 to see if we can force a shootout?
Yeah, just timings. We've got our order that we want to, execute, and then it's just figuring out the power plays, substitutions. You know the deal.
All right, well, good luck in period number 3. The Philadelphia Freedom lead 2-0. The Inferno need a win in period number 3 to force a shootout.
Wow.
I mean,
speechless.
I mean, a lot of questions for DC Inferno now.
DC up with that power play.
I think they
all right,
technically
coaches,
had it
period
right in
3
that
is about to
period. It just
begin.
kind
We
of
need
fell
a
apart
player.
at the end, which,
Yeah.
We
gotta give all the
need
credit in the
a
world to
player
Melissa
from
Alves
both
for
teams.
defending that Lisa Aiken power play, then being able to turn things around into an attacking mindset, come all the way back there. Aiken was on her heels in those sort of final rallies, tried to, by any method possible, drain some time off the clock, but in the end, it was the freedom. I think that can be a common mistake that we're starting to see now is players too concerned with wasting clock instead of just playing and letting the squash take care of itself.
Well, that's a brilliant
It
point,
came back
Jack.
to,
Remember that in period number
bite Aiken in
3.
the butt there. So now once again it'll be Sobi and Tine to kick off period number 3 here. You'd imagine. Yeah, new balls, so we're going to
You know,
get it warm.
shocking as that was, it does give me hope for a potential.
Yeah, so these two opening
Shootout.
things up in the third. And yeah, they'll all but certainly close things out in this third period as well. And to your point, Sean, absolutely true. Absolutely correct. The shootout's still very much in play.
Jackson,
DC far from out of this thing.
I got to put you on the spot after what you've seen the first 2 periods. What are your thoughts now? Has your prediction changed? Are you more convinced than ever? You think DC Inferno still have what it takes?
I would love to stick with my initial prediction, but I do feel that the way Pelaez is playing, we mentioned she was an X factor on the pre-show, and she's played really well. She's absolutely held her own. I feel she's actually been more impressive even than Aiken and Stefan in this matchup. Tine Gillis has been rock solid. Amanda sort of outplayed her in the early going there of that second period.
Oh, as we see the
But
Jackal
actually, Gillis
on my
the
left
Jackal
here
Marinel
entering
Shiraghi making his way into the facility. We have our men's final coming up.
with this flat white.
Immediately following this one, yeah, the Shiraghi brothers love a good flat white. It'll be the Philadelphia Lightning and the Lake Erie Beacons. The men's final immediately following the ladies, the Freedom up 2-0. Philly looking to close things out 4-0. The Inferno gonna look to extend this as long as possible and head to a shootout if they can come out on top in this mammoth of a period number 3. 30 minutes, it's a long time. An extra substitution, an extra power play for either team. There's the fist pump for Sobi, who draws first blood here in the third.
If Inferno are trying to do damage here, it is so imperative that Amanda Sobi is able to capitalize on a lead in this matchup. We saw that the other 2 players can hold the scoreline close, but it's up to Amanda. It's a lot of pressure on her right now.
A lot of pressure on Amanda. You feel that the depth for the Freedom is just a little bit stronger. Gotta feel like outside of these 2, Alves is certainly the best player in this matchup, and Playa is certainly holding her own so far for Philly. Stefan has had some spectacular moments, but has showed some inconsistencies, and Aiken reeling at the end of that second period, allowing Alves to claw all the way back to find Philly in a 2-0 lead. Oh, it's clever with the boast. It's a very nifty shot.
Great length.
Yeah, it's great quality from Sobi here.
This is
And
just
Sobi is
relentless
really
hitting.
controlling the tee now here. Gillis has got to try to step up a little bit more. Try to volley when she has opportunities.
It's a John White special there. Not sure if that was intentional from Amanda, but she has the lead once again. 10 minutes more in this
Gillis
third
cannot
period.
get passive. She's got to use that quick first step. She's so fast. She's so athletic. Doesn't have to bash the ball. She can use height. She can slow ball it, but she has to be on it early, or else Amanda is going to absolutely punish her.
Barrage of hitting here from Amanda.
Yeah, Amanda's
Gee.
so precise right now. And that's excellent. Quickly out to a 5-0 lead. Less than 3 minutes in. 5-1 lead, I should say.
similar story to the second period here, and things got really turned around after early usage of the power play from the Freedom, which kind of bailed them out, actually. Curious to see if Tina can kind of eat into the lead before.
Oh, shot on the serve return from Sobey. Following up that clever cross court from Gillis, exercising just a little extra width to get it around the arm of Sobey, but Amanda responding, and there's the boast. She uses that shot so well. Haven't seen her use it as much tonight as she did on Friday night. Okay, so the Freedom using their first of 2 power plays here in the third, their 1-minute power play. Trying to stop some of that momentum that Amanda's built here in the early going, out to an 8-2 lead, as you can see on the bottom of your screen. 2 errors. One-minute power play, so short, obviously, but just trying to throw a wrench in what Amanda's doing here. But now Amanda lifting really well, defending really well, and doing an excellent job of digging balls back, extending these rallies.
10 more seconds here.
Oh, it's a great get. It's a great get to force Gillis to play one more shot. And if Amanda didn't get that back wall boast back, then Gillis would have had one more point on the power play. So it's a huge gap. And I think Amanda will be happy to only surrender 2 points on that 1-minute power play. DC still out in front by 4. Starting to mix in that boast more here in the third. It's a great sequence. Inch perfect on the drop. Punishing it to the open gap on the cross. Gillis. He's got to hunker down here.
This is the dream start for the DC Inferno here by Amanda Sobey.
I mean, Gillis has played at least 5 or 6 shots out of court over the course of tonight's contests. Oh, wow. Overhead, Amanda with the very top of her racket frame.
No, she's asking questions now. Tina Gillis is asking questions in her corner. What do they need to do? They've already used up one of their power plays. They got another.
Yeah, Amanda could be forcing Tina into the Freedom, I should say, into an early substitution. A bit of a wrong footing. Be a little trip there. Not sure what happened there, if she hit her or if there was a little trip or something. So Tina gets 1 back. It's tight once again. Sobey maybe just mistiming that volley slightly, but it's well placed nonetheless. If Gillis can figure it out on her own here, as she is right now, 3 rallies in a row, that would be a huge help to the Lightning bench. Don't want to dig into their substitution well too early here.
It's just relentless pace. The hitting.
Baez and Alves waiting in the wings. Costly. And this is where the unforced errors creep in. Amanda has had Gillis under so much pressure over these last 7 minutes. Gillis feels like she has to be perfect to put the ball away, and that's where the errors come in. Oh, shot, long drop from the back. Gillis just hanging around. Obviously 30 minutes, a long time. Philly far from out of it here.
Yeah, I think they need to do something here. I mean, it is a lead. It's doable for a comeback, but you know Tuna Gillis is going to play another period here. A bit of frustration there. This is a massive lead.
Here's the world number 97 now up against the world number 9. She's been awesome all weekend, has Catalina Pelaez. The Inferno now on power play. Fresh legs for Philly with Pelaez, but also maybe a little bit cold. She's been thrust right into the power play with no time to ease into this match. Pelaez, a very strong attacking player, maybe struggles a little bit defensively, so this could be a good tactical decision for the Inferno to extend their lead here. And Pelaez handling it well, being thrust right into the flames. See what they did there, Sean? It's no big deal.
The flames, he says. For those of you who didn't catch what he said.
15 seconds.
Pelaez done well here. That Black Knight racket, a little bit of a throwback almost. Oh, nearly. She went for that. She hit that shot yesterday. Successfully for a winner at that. That time just sailing over the front wall. Our man Joe Robinson on bartending duties for the night, chasing that ball down. But it rolls over to a member of our janitorial staff here at the Spectre Center. With a great toss. Back into play. This will be the final point of the power play. It's a great dig from Pelaez. It's frantic. That ball just sneaking in. But it's put in the very next shot. Sobey gestures back to her corner. This will probably be the final point of her shift. Over 9 minutes for Amanda, and she's still going. And Amanda's going to want to probably come back in here to close out the third period, so DC really has to start thinking about a substitution. This has been a long shift for the world number 9. Oh.
Stop the clock. We have the first substitution of period number 3 for the Inferno.
This is an ideal scenario.
So off comes Amanda. She'll get a well-deserved rest. 9.5 minute shift for her, and here comes Aiken. I mean, Pelaez has some absolutely spectacular hands on full display here. From Spectre, there's a dive. Drawing inspiration from her fellow Colombian Miguel Rodriguez, laying out for that ball. Oh, and Aiken had her dead to rights on the post, just clipping the top of the tin. Here's the back wall boast and a chance and the fake. Oh my goodness, that sent me the wrong way completely.
That's brilliant.
What a shot. She's putting on a show all night long. I think that's about 3 highlight reel shots in this match alone for the Colombian. I mean, she is more than holding her own here. We said that she was going to be the X factor. We said that she had to perform for Philly to win here tonight. She's keeping Philly in this third period. Still plenty of time.
I can't get
just
discouraged
under
by
20 minutes. Oh, little hole in the racket there.
This is still a monumental lead here. So really no pressure for Lisa. This is good. This is good from the Inferno. They've got it tactically correct.
Yeah, the pace is rapid here. If Lisa can keep Catalina on her toes where she's going to have to give up the ghost like she has been, that's the key. It's easier said than done. Ouch. Stroke taken. Pelaez shrugging it off.
Stop the clock. The Freedom are calling their
Here we go, Sean. Here we go. It's going to be the final power play for Philly. With over 18 minutes to play, it's a bit risky, but I do think Pelaez is the person to do it for this team. A little Mizuki.
It is wrapped.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness, and how's she gotten that back? It's disco time. No! Oh, that was spectacular. I hope there's no sweat patches on the court there.
Oh, Lisa doing a tremendous job so far.
On the wrong footing there. There's one.
Oh, that's good.
She's got to keep going. She's got to keep
It's a massive
going.
lead to
It's
catch
a
up
massive
to.
lead, and DC still has that 2-minute power play left over. Pelaez just kind of hung around in that back. I mean, you could see so many similarities to Miguel here and Catalina's game. Of course, these two doing great things for Colombian squash and South American squash. Squash didn't really have a presence in Colombia before Miguel, and Catalina following only a couple years behind. Now we see the new generation, the Matthias Knudsens of the world. Lucia Batista's making her way up the rankings. Ronald Palominos, so many talented players. Juanca Vargas, of course, following in the footsteps of Catalina and Miguel. Wow.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Yeah, contorting her body. Practically had her shoulder squared to the front wall there and just sort of slapped that straight.
Lisa's found her footing here.
I don't think Catalina got quite enough there. And Sean, I mean, we are in prime position for a power play here, barring some really unforeseen circumstances. DC up 14 with the power play left. So that means essentially in 14 minutes, Philly's going to have some major work to do. Excellent boast for Macon. Okay, here's substitution 2 of 3 for Philly. Alves needs to make a move here.
This is going to be a favorable matchup for Melissa Alves, as we've seen in period 2, but I'm sure she's found her groove here, so we'll see how this goes.
Oh, on the dive, it's not up. She acknowledges it. It's excellent effort. The Scottish number 2 is Lisa Aiken. 35 years old, leaving it all on the line here. In the NSL Finals, the right to be named the first ever Women's National Squash League champions on the line here tonight. It could come down to a best of 5. Penalty shootout. So finally we have Alves and Stefan, his 2 teammates at the University of Pennsylvania right down the road. Very familiar with the city of Philadelphia and back here for the 2025 NSL Finals. Finally sharing the court here in the 3rd period. A crucial point in this match.
That's good.
Can DC hang on? Or can Alves come thundering back?
It's gone absolutely perfect for DC Inferno as they look to push towards a shootout, as this 3rd period is worth 2 points. question remains, does Melissa Alves have it in her to close the lead as much as possible? That's good. She's exposing the movement here.
Slipping away for Philly. Still loads of time, but another stroke. This lead starting to feel insurmountable. We can taste the shootout. These two teams really evenly matched when it comes down to it. When that's the case, it does come down to tactics. Broekman and Inferno taking a gamble, calling that very early power play in the first period. It did not pay off for them. They had a sizable lead in the second. Alves coming all the way back against Aitken. Surviving the power play and finding a way to will her team to a second period victory. And now it's the Inferno who appear to be in total control here in the third.
36.
So it's going to take a lot. I believe DC Inferno still have power play. Stefan doing more than holding her own here in this matchup.
Shot.
That's good. And there's just no pressure on her right now.
25-37.
Beautiful.
Great. Oh, wow.
And the fist pump goes up.
What a rally. Lead back out to 12 for DC.
Again, exposing the movement here. As Melissa
Just
Alves
gotta
has.
hang on. Just got to hang on for enough time to let Amanda come back.
She can't be making errors like that, but it's the pressure of the scoreboard and the time clock. Oh, we get our first scream. With the snarl,
Stefan
get the final substitution.
running on fumes. She's done an excellent job. I mean, Sobi now for the next 9 minutes, 47 seconds. She's put in some major minutes here tonight. Philly's only hope here in the third is going to be Amanda runs out of steam at the end of this third period, but under 10 minutes to go, 12 points to make up for Philly, and DC still has 2 minutes on power play. Oh, it's touch. That is true.
That is pretty.
Oh, some words exchanged, a little chirping going on here in the waning moments. Alva's got to reset.
Jackson, at this point, I think we may be delaying only the inevitable of a shootout.
Yeah, close to,
as we're under 10 minutes.
Close to agreeing with you. Alva's has really got to make something happen here. These two laser focused. They want this bad.
Stop the clock. We have a 2-minute power play.
Here it is.
For the Inferno.
Alves has been out there for quite a while. DC electing to call the power play on heavy legs. So Melissa's got to hang on. No subs allowed for the next 2 minutes here. Got to keep this manageable for Tine.
This is really suck the air out of the Freedom team right now with how dominant this third
she's
period.
Breathing heavy. She's got 90 seconds to hang on.
47-30.
Ho-ho.
Amanda's going quick, and she's just laying it on here. Lead out to 18 now. Oh, Air Amanda.
1 minute.
Alves breathing heavy here. There's the
These
error.
are gifts.
Alves defending the power play, shooting off the return. That is how spent she is.
50-30.
And just like that, Sean,
51-30.
this third period completely running
Jackson, the
away
crowd
from the
goes
Philadelphia
quiet.
Freedom, the hometown fans. No, what is now inevitable. It will be a shootout to crown first ever female National Squash League champions. We're 7 minutes away.
54-30.
It's final moments of formality before we are in for an epic conclusion here from the Spectre Center. No shots.
The power play is over.
Power play is over. Stop the clock. The final substitution for the Freedom is on. This means there is no more substitutions, no more power plays. 6 minutes, 49 seconds of just squash.
Oh, and there's the body return that we talked about earlier. DC still leads by 24 here in period number 3, a high-scoring third period. Could get up to 100 points when it's all said and done.
32-55.
I think we will.
I mean, what a performance here from the Inferno after what looked to be such a dejecting second period, ending to the second period, for them to regroup like this, to show the fight. Fitting for a final.
34-55.
Oh, there's the error after 4 points won in a row. World number 6. So with 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in period number 3, 22 points separating these two teams. It's all but certain that we're headed to a shootout for the first time ever in the NSL playoffs. Didn't see it in the finals last year, haven't seen it in the playoffs this year. So if we're tied after this third period, which is worth 2 points, we head to that overtime shootout. It's a best of 5. point situation.
57-34.
Players will only be on court for one rally at a time. It's the first team to score 3 total rallies first who will be crowned as our first ever women's NSL champion. The stakes couldn't be higher. Sean is a fanatic for the shootout. And Sean, for the first time ever, you're going to witness one live and living color in person here today at the Spectre Center.
Oh, no, I couldn't be more
What
excited.
a privilege.
Can feel the tension growing as we realize this third period is essentially a blowout here. Funny enough, it's interesting, as dominant as the Freedom were the first 2 periods. Now the momentum has fully swung to the Inferno side. You can see the frustration Freedom have, how they let this third period slip and what looked to be a dominant first 2 periods. Just so much credit to Amanda Sobey.
60-35.
The Philadelphia crowd here, very quiet.
Out. 37-60.
Amanda Sobey being based in Philadelphia and also Florida, but she has a lot of home crowd support here today with a lot of her family being stationed here. Her little sister, her older brother.
61-38.
So the 2 sisters, Amanda and Sabrina, going at it in the semifinals on Friday night. Amanda's team on the winning exchange of that matchup. And her sister, now on her birthday, could be on the verge of being crowned NSL champion and maybe even NSL MVP as well.
Just making a strong case for it here this full weekend.
Oh, she's gone for the behind the back.
61.
Clever from Gillis up the middle.
39. Sorry.
Both these players now just sharpening their swords ahead of the shootout, just trying to let the arm get loose. Don't expend too much.
39.
That's just too clever. That forehand is so lethal. It's gotten her to 3 in the world. You know how good she is. She's challenged the big 3. And she's working her way up to challenge them again.
64-39.
We are now 60 seconds away to what's going to be an absolutely incredible finale here in the women's finals against these 2 teams, the Philadelphia Freedom and DC Inferno.
41-65.
Well over the 100-point mark now, Sean. These third periods can be beasts. Double zeros on the clock in period number 3. Amanda Sobey raises her arms over her head, but the job's not done quite yet. It's really on to Ryan Leslie down on the court.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have an overtime shootout incoming. As you can see right now, both teams are trying to make their lineup. The way that the overtime shootout works is it is a 1-point head-to-head shootout. Tucker, you want to turn this music down a little bit? Thank you. During the overtime shootout, the players will go head-to-head. Whoever wins the point gets a point for their team. It's the first team to get to 3 points wins the entire match. Whoever goes first, if we don't have a winner after 3 points, they will then be 4th, and whoever goes second will then be 5th if we get to the 5th point. We have 2 minutes for the teams to set their lineup, and then we will be right back.
Sean, it's been a long season for these teams, for these players, both individually on the PSA World Tour and in the team-based NSL format. We've played 3 periods and 70 minutes of squash. These 2 teams met twice in the regular season, split results. It was Philly victorious in these 2 teams' first encounter, and DC victorious on the second occasion. And now after 70 minutes here at the Spectre Center in the finals, nothing separating these 2 teams. It'll come down to 5 points, if that, to decide our champions for the first time ever. So great to have the ladies in action this year. And we are at no shortage for drama here. There's Sabrina Sobey, her sister, on her birthday, takes the court first.
All right, here we go.
Looking to win her first National Squash League championship.
Wow.
Freedom #1.
We have Melissa Alves.
So it'll be Alves starting things off. You can imagine Tine will go second. Philly say, now I think you go with your best player first, Sean, because in case you need a...
Go ahead, spin it.
We're not even sure we're going to get to a 5th point, so Tine may only end up playing 1 point here. Could be 3-0, and it could just be 1 and done for all these players. Here we go. Melissa has won. She will hold service. And we're off. Point number 1 of the shootout. First to 3. The French woman and the American. Let. Yep.
Ooh. The pace is high.
Just brought out the fishing rod, has Alves. She will get a yes-let decision. Great lob. Great overhead backhand volley by Sobey to stay in this rally. There's the boast. And the yell in the middle of the rally. And Alves pulls it out of absolutely nowhere. Was the pickup good? Sobey let out a major roar in the front right. Oh, they're going to play yes, let's. Yuri. And the tension mounts. Loves once again. Oh, it's loose. Oh, Sean.
All right. Freedom draws first blood.
Oh, it's a poor shot from Sobi. That is a tough spot. I would not want to be the referee in this spot here, Sean. I would not want to be the referee one bit.
We have Tina Gillis against Marie Stefan here.
World number 6 versus the world number 48, Gillis. For a 2-0 lead.
Oh,
And she will secure it, the Inferno. All the pressure now, all eyes on Lisa Aitken taking on Catalina Pelaez. And if Pelaez has a chance in the middle here, she will absolutely go for it, make no bones about it. She wants to end this thing in style. For the NSL title! Pelaez with the long drop from the back. And the inaugural NSL Women's Championship belongs to Catalina Pelaez and the Philadelphia Freedom. Wow. Dominant in the shootout.
What a fight back from the Inferno.
The Inferno in period number 3. Able to battle back and force that shootout. But the Freedom made short order of their adversaries in that shootout. 3-0. The Freedom, they were the preseason favorites, and they've gone wire to wire. Your 2025 Women's NSL Champions. Commiserations to the DC Inferno. Congratulations to the Philly Freedom, Sean. What a showing, and we're no time to rest for us. We got to get right back into things for the men's final coming up in just a few short minutes here.
Yeah, we'll get some coffee, everyone, because we're in for the next show.
Yeah, reset. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back at you with a brand new stream here on the NSL YouTube channel. So click off of here and tune in to the men's final coming up in just a few moments. John White on the bench coaching the Philadelphia Freedom. They're taking on Victor Cruin and the Lake Erie Beacons. It should be a cracker of a match. We can't wait for tonight's men's final. But congrats to the Philadelphia Freedom, your 2025 Women's NSL Champions. You're watching the NSL Finals live on YouTube.